So here, right, humbly showeth, right? Here, showeth. So he's laying informations. He's laying evidence, just like an affidavit, right? What the police do. Showeth. Here's the evidence, right? Like when you write here what the criminal's done, right? And I don't think a lot of people realise that when they're filling in a petition to the petitions committee, because it looks all modern and they don't actually understand what it really is, right? And in whereas the petitioner have preferred the petition into the Honourable Court for many and into their Honourable Court, that's Parliament. Oh no, sorry. So that's the Exchequer of Chester. They've sent it now to Parliament because that's what it says at the top, but it was originally at Chester. So this is kind of like an appeal, really. Let's just have a look. Here is that he's put, it is that by the authority of this high and honourable House of Parliament, he may be protected to follow his causes, right? And if upon examination of his wrongs, it prove he complained without a cause, without a true righteous cause, he looks for no other from this honourable court but lex talionis to be imposed upon him. So this is, in 1621, way beyond the Bill of Rights, and to the Houses of Parliament, it is showing that people knew that there was a law and right of protection, being protected to follow your cause, right? But this is not to the sheriff to get a criminal. This is to the House of Commons, right? Showeth evidence. And this is like on here, humbly showeth, and it says, may it please your honours to grant warrant to apprehend. Well, the thing is, when you do a petition on the House of Commons petition site and it's published and running and you're collecting even 5 signatures, even before they put it up there to collect more, that's issued. They've issued it. They've actually issued it. It's like nailing it up in the village on the village notice board, right? So you got license to pursue whatever is required to show with your evidence, right? And the same language, hopefully, if we can find it. Usually they write in may it please your honours, which is one of the bit that I usually miss out, because they're not usually pleased when you're actually complaining about something that the government have done wrong, particularly if it's quite serious, like all the ULEZ cameras or something. They're not happy about it, that they've made so many mistakes, so they're not going to be pleased, even if you write may it please you. I kind of think that it might be quite provocative and winding them up if you say, may it please you, when you're literally writing off like 10 years of their past work, when it's like Jonathan Swift or whatever. It's not going to please anyone. Well, it's going to please the people who have been put to injustice. I don't know if Audrey's actually written it, but it will be in here somewhere. Most of them have got it in somewhere. I don't know if Audrey has got it in. Most of these do say that they use this same form, which is may therefore please your honours to whatever. So you will find that in some of the other petitions, right? But I just wanted to show you that it's kind of like the same thing, right? And that is what gives you the authority, okay? And actually realise what the petition is on the government website, depending on what nature it is. But Parliament are trying to say that you can't put any criminal or, talk matters on there, but there is a certain freedom and liberty of subject for certain things. Like you actually can petition a local council to have the matter deferred to Parliament, or even the assizes, and have a jury, which I found out you can do that. You can present a petition to the council. Now, the councils do have petition websites, but they're not, if you register it on them and get the signatures, and even if it gets read out in the council, they're not contacting Parliament like a magistrates court contacts a Crown Court. They're saying that there is no contact. Well, there is, actually. And even to the assizes. Now, the thing is, the council, if you don't pay a fine, the council will apply to the magistrates court to get you to pay the fine, right? And then send the bailiffs after you. Now, if you petition the council, you actually can, the petition can say what you want. This is not going to be in the council rules, because in the council rules, they've got 5-minute, 10-minute slot to hear petitions. But on what? Well, they can't write what, because it's freedom. You've got the freedom of subject. But what even is the local council? It's a court. You want it heard at another court, which a higher court, or the Parliament. And Parliament also can grant local referendums if you show them a certain number of signatures, which is in modern law, right? You return signatures like this. It's basically like this. Look, and here, look, it shall be lawful for any 3 registered electors to complain by summary petition. Well, everyone has got the right to petition, right? They're saying they want 3 because with this, you've got to have credible witnesses in law. You've always got to have credible witnesses for criminal complaint, or else you can't have them prosecuted without credible witnesses, right? But they put a cap on the 1661 Act, so you couldn't have more than 20 people. You couldn't have more than 20 people if you wanted it to put to Parliament. Now, what I've realised is, in the local council, if you get your 5-10 minutes to hear petitions, that's when your 1661 Tumultuous Petition Act comes in. Because if you've got 20 people who say, right, we want it heard by Parliament, or the assizes, or whatever, the council sign it off. A little bit like filling this in. When they fill this in, right, so then everyone can apprehend the criminal if they see them. Once this is issued, right, and signed, then everyone can go after them. Or if your petition to Parliament is published on the website and issued, right? Well, basically, the councillors are justices of the peace. The cabinet of the council are justices of the peace. They don't call them that. They all had to be sworn in as justices of the peace to be able to do the job, because they're making an order of the council, right? They don't call it justice of the peace anymore, and they're not sworn in, so they can't go into the magistrates court or the county court, but they've got a commission for that council. And also I read something that says all jurors are equal to magistrates. That's down in the Kent National Archives. So all your councillors do have some kind of judicial power and authority to decide. I mean, because at Colchester Council, when they was closing down the public toilets, it was down to the decision of the councillor who was dealing with it. And he's making an order, although he's not the cabinet of the council, but they're like the heads of it when they all vote on it, like a jury votes on it. So this is it. But even without that, you're allowed to pursue it. So you can actually defer. And the 1661 Tumultuous Petition Act's been repealed, but that just stops you having to have 20 people. You don't need to get anyone to give you permission or consent. That means the council, you don't need permission from the council to actually defer it to Parliament. And that is like, if you get prosecuted by a magistrates court, you normally fill a form in to the Crown Court, right? And you send it off, and then they suspend your sentence until you have your Crown Court trial. Well, really, when you petition Parliament about a matter, they're meant to suspend the council order, but they're lying. They're saying, oh, you can't petition about this or that, which is a lie. You've got any free subject under church, state, or law in England, for the House of Commons. And although appeals for criminal are meant to be to the Supreme Court, there are certain defects in what Gordon Brown did, really, because you can still petition the House of Lords anyway now. They can't stop you from doing it, really. But I wanted to show you the similarities between the affidavit and the form of it, the form of the affidavit and the petition to Parliament, and realise what it is you're actually doing and what powers you've got to act.